We're here for the first time to lay the groundwork for developers in the United States to come over to Hong Kong, use Hong Kong as a jumping off point for Asia.
Around the world, there are so many developers, they don't know what to do, and there are just so many opportunities.
What better place to track down opportunities than Asia's largest spring electronics events? The HKTDC Hong Kong Spring Electronics Fair and concurrent International ICT Expo drew more than 90,000 buyers to Hong Kong. Among them, a delegation of mobile technology developers from the United States.
Mobile is moving so fast that no one developer or even company can keep up with everything that's going on. So what MoDev's mission is to connect people, companies, and ideas to stay up on the latest trends and methods for mobile development.
So we try to set up a team where the goal is to help mobile developers. And a very simple idea from top to bottom, from learning how to start to forming the business and eventually maybe making $1 million.
We see an opportunity for developers in the United States to actually come to Asia to accelerate their businesses that they've started. Apps, by their very nature, are global. When you put an app in the App Store, chances are you're getting downloads from countries around the world.
Well, what technologies and markets are the focus for the delegation?
One of our first impressions is that there's a lot of innovation happening here on the mobile app space. They are pushing the envelope with regards to the way phones utilize some of the latest features. Near-field communications certainly are being taken advantage of, and a lot of augmented reality and a lot of campaign-based type of development happening here in conjunction with retailers and brands that are really cutting edge. So we've seen some really outstanding stuff.
Traditionally, people come to the East to buy. You outsource, you source hardware. Now, we have a lot of that too, but the table is switching. So we also sell, because this is also a big economy. So other than just hiring and sourcing hardware, we also are looking into how do we learn the Chinese way.
What's important about the role that Hong Kong plays for companies that are interested in reaching the mainland China market?
We did go to China on this trip, and we met with carriers up there. We learned a lot about the market. We learned that it's a very tough market to do business in, especially on the Android platform. This is the jumping off point for doing business in China or other Asian countries. And there's a lot of expertise here with regards to that. So Hong Kong is a vital component to the success. It makes sense for people to use this as a jumping off point. Most major companies throughout the world use Hong Kong as their jumping off point for Asia. So mobile apps shouldn't be any different.
The first thing that we try to say is, okay, maybe Hong Kong is not so hard because most people here speak English and the economy and the legal system, and it's relatively easy to do.
What message might you have for other U.S. companies who are looking at Hong Kong to try to reach Asia?
I think one of the best things for us about this trip is that we found out that a developer in the United States can actually land here in Hong Kong for probably a fraction of the price they're thinking it would cost them to start doing business throughout Asia. Our message back to the developers in the United States is going to be, it is not as big of a bite to chew as you think it might be. And here's why, and actually show them tangible reasons why they can actually come to Hong Kong, set up shop, do business throughout Asia at a very low risk investment.
With the Think Asia, Think Hong Kong promotions coming up in the United States in June, what message would you have for other U.S. companies about how they could utilize Hong Kong's role in reaching the rest of Asia? People think they can never get into China. There is an easy way to do, and that's go to Hong Kong.
Getting over to Hong Kong, it's a long trip, it's a long journey, and developers are really busy. But getting to New York for a couple days to learn about this market is a really smart investment. There's another dynamic at play that investment dollars from Asia, from China and Hong Kong, have opened up now from private investors into the United States for the first time. So there's a lot of investment dollars that are going to be flowing back in the United States, which actually opens up another interesting opportunity for developers that are hungry to find investment. So there's multiple opportunities to come to New York, but learn about the Asian markets, network, meet people, meet partners.
And finally, is there anything that's really surprised you on your trip out here to Asia this time?
For me, the biggest surprise is the level of innovation happening in the mobile app space. Really impressed with what some of the developers are doing here with regards to integration and very forward-thinking apps and campaigns. Very impressive, and I look forward to building on those relationships we started.
The big surprise is it's really, we took a 30-minute bus ride to China, and just 30 minutes, two very different worlds. And so I always tell people it takes 10 years to break into China. I think that's not exaggerating. It really needs a lot of time. So that really also reinforces the idea that you need to be somewhere that you feel comfortable, like here in Hong Kong.